All right, so it's crazy to think about how much the gap between budget noise canceling earbuds and premium noise canceling earbuds has diminished. With that being said, today we're taking a look at the Earfun Air Pro 3, and we're going to compare them to the AirPods Pro 2, obviously one of the most popular sets of earbuds you can currently get. And these things stack up extremely well. As far as price, these are $79.99, but currently on Amazon, there's a 10% off coupon. And also in the description of this video, there's another coupon code that you can use to knock the price all the way down to 59 bucks. So the level of performance that you get from these earbuds is almost not fair at that price. So let's jump right into it, starting off with noise cancellation and transparency. So when we first started seeing budget noise canceling earbuds, a year and a half, 2 years ago, become more and more common, I mean, it was cool. It's like, all right, you can get a pair of noise canceling earbuds for only 50, 60 bucks. And the noise cancelling's okay, but there was still a gap between budget noise canceling performance and premium noise canceling performance. Well, that gap is pretty much gone. I mean, the performance that you're getting out of these in terms of noise cancellation is ridiculously good, and it's very close to the performance of the AirPods Pro 2, which is absolutely saying a lot. I do feel like the AirPods cut out lower frequency sounds just a tad bit better, but I mean, these are scarily close in terms of noise canceling performance. And for only $60, I mean, that's hard to beat, honestly. Now, when it comes to the transparency mode, we all know Apple is the best as far as transparency. They got some, wizardry going on as far as how natural they make it sound, but these are still very close in that regard as well. And honestly, if you're in an important environment, whether it's an airport, you're on the subway, you need to be in tune with your surroundings, something of that nature. Or if you're at work, you need to hear your coworkers, you need to hear your phone ring, things like that. These can definitely get the job done in terms of transparency mode. So let's talk about sound quality. Obviously a big ticket item when it comes to a pair of earbuds. So straight out of the box, the Air Pro 3 definitely have a more bass heavy type of sound compared to the AirPods Pro 2. So if you're a fan of bass, you're going to feel right at home. I do feel like majority of people might feel like it's a little bit too much bass, but the beautiful thing is that you do have the Earfun app, which can help you scale that bass back. And what works really well to do that is they have a preset called Bass Reducer, which is just one button. You simply press it. And after you do that, I think they sound very, very similar to the AirPods Pro 2. Overall, these do have more range. So in terms of the bass, as well as the highs and the mids and the overall clarity, you can really get pretty creative with the overall sound quality, which is an advantage that you have over the AirPods Pro 2. So when it comes to the charging case, something they have in common with the AirPods is wireless charging. So you have the option to use a Type-C cable, or you can throw them on a wireless charging pad. In terms of battery life, you're looking at roughly 9 hours on a single charge and around 45 hours total once you factor in the case, which are better numbers than the AirPods. They also have a fast charging feature that'll give you around 2 hours of use with just 10 minutes worth of charging. So as far as the Bluetooth specs, these are running Bluetooth 5.3 and they do support independent use. And I know some people like to know if you can switch the different ambient modes when you're using them independently, which you can. I was able to do so inside of the Earfun app, so I could still use the noise cancellation as well as the ambient modes, even if I was just using one earbud at a time. These also have aptX Adaptive, so depending on your Bluetooth device, you may be able to take advantage of that more advanced audio codec. So when it comes to the AirPods, we all know how well they work with other Apple devices. So if you got an iPhone, an iPad, a MacBook, you can just go down the list and switch between your different devices very seamlessly, which makes for a good user experience. Well, with the Earfun Air Pro 3, they have multi-point connection, so you can connect the two devices at the exact same time and get a very similar experience. And I tested this with my iPhone 14 Pro Max as well as my Samsung Z Fold 4, so an Android device and an Apple device, and the performance is pretty seamless. I mean, there's probably a 1 to 2 second delay switching back and forth from device to device, But for 60 bucks, I mean, to me, that's a win. Now, we touched on the Earfun app briefly when we talked about customizing the EQ, but it's got some other useful features in there as well. For example, you can see the battery life of the earbuds as well as the case. You can also make changes to your ambient sound modes, as well as customize the configuration of your touch controls. And speaking of the touch controls, they do give you access to everything. So you have your play and pause, track forward, track backward, volume controls, as well as your ambient sound control and your voice assistant. So if you don't like the configuration straight out of the box, you can customize it to your personal liking. Another feature you have within the app is the gaming mode. So if you're somebody that watches a lot of videos or you do a lot of mobile gaming, you can use that gaming mode to cut down on any sort of latency. As far as the fit, I have used these during some workouts. So I've used them on the treadmill as well as while doing some weightlifting, and they've stayed in place pretty well. Aside from your usual repositioning here and there, which to me is pretty standard, they haven't fallen out, once, which to me says a lot because those of you that follow the channel, you know I have pretty small ears. So if they work for me, I'm pretty sure they'll work for most people. Also, when it comes to working out, these do have an IPX5 water resistant rating. So let's move over to microphone performance. So this is one area where I expected the AirPods to significantly outperform the AirPro 3, but to me, they actually sounded pretty close, but I'll let you guys be the judge.
All right, so what you guys are listening to is a microphone test of the Earfun Air Pro 3. So we'll do another test with the AirPods Pro 2. That way you can compare and see which one you think sounds better. So now we have the AirPods Pro 2. Same environment, same test. So, this should give you a comparison to see which one you think sounds the best.
So overall, we know the AirPods are the more advanced option, especially if you're in the Apple ecosystem. I mean, we talked about the compatibility across Apple devices. You can even track the earbuds, you can chirp the earbuds. So there is something to be said about how well they work with other Apple devices. But when we're talking about just straight pound for pound performance, the AirPro 3 are an excellent AirPod alternative. Again, only 60 bucks if you take advantage of the current savings. I'll have those coupon codes down in the description. So yeah, definitely check these out if you want a solid AirPod alternative. And aside from that, appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.